Growing up, we all have a favorite family member. It can be anyone, an uncle, cousin, even your parents. And we aspire to be just like them. We want to grow up like them, maybe have the same job, anything and everything. And then slowly there's a change. There's a shift in the dynamic. We go from wanting to be just like them, wanting to talk like them, be like them, but then we notice that they don't have their job anymore. We notice they don't show up to family functions. There's some disconnect in the family. There's chisme that happens that you don't understand because either you're too young or you don't understand it, just overall. And then your parents or another family member starts telling you you don't want to be like that person. You're told to study, to not do drugs, to do whatever, to be the complete opposite of them. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. There's no more fun and laughter at the family event. When you try to talk about them, it's a silent hush that goes over everything. And you may not understand it, but it's there, and you can see it, and you can feel it. And then you grow up, and there's construction. You go home a different way, or you go to work a different way, and you stop at a light you've never stopped at before in town, and you look to your right, and you notice there's some random business. You get bored, you look it up, and you find out it's an outpatient alcohol and drug assistance place. You don't know what that is. You start looking it up, you research, you end up talking to someone, and you find out that that favorite family member of yours could have used that help, but you didn't know it was there. You're so stuck in your bubble, your community that's not Corpus, the coastal bend, or even your little zip code neighborhood. You're stuck within what you do every single day. The way you go home, the way you go to work, your favorite grocery store, your fur children or your actual children's favorite places to be, and you don't realize that there's other necessities in the community that you're probably missing. When we think about community and we think about what we do on a daily basis, you may not think about 6 Points when you live on the south side. You may not think about being downtown when you don't live downtown or you live in a completely different area. The problem that can happen is when there's a disconnect and there's a dissonance within the communities in our area, we don't know where to go when something happens. Alcohol and drug addiction is a huge problem, not only in the United States, but in the coastal bend. In the state of Texas, we have the highest rate of opioid overdoses. Now, you may just say, well, it's the coastal bend, there's a big community. Not when you think about how Corpus Christi has 365,000 residents and Harris County has over 4 million, and we beat out Harris County last year. That's crazy. I work for an organization called the Council on Alcohol and Drug Abuse Coastal Bend. For over 60 years, we've been offering hope and healing in the coastal bend area. And the biggest problem I see is the dissonance between what you think the coastal bend is and what the community is and what it actually is. We get so caught up in our lives and so caught up in what we're used to in our daily going-ons that we don't think about that uncle that could have used that help, that we don't think about our best friend who may drink maybe a little too much and we just think it's funny. Sometimes people have problems and they don't know it's a problem. And I'm here to say that it's okay to need help. It's okay when you need to step out of your comfort zone. Stepping out of your comfort zone not only allows you to grow, but it allows you to help other people realize what they need to do. Just because there's a stigma associated with something doesn't mean that you need to ignore it and shut it down. In the United States, one of the biggest problems with getting help with opioid, drug abuse, addiction, anything, is that people are so scared of the stigma that's attached to it and what's gonna happen when their family finds out, what's gonna happen when their job finds out, what's gonna happen when they look in the mirror and realize that they actually have a problem and need to get help. Well, I'm here to say that also I've seen it happen, not only in my family and with friends, but every day when I'm at work. Even though I'm not an actual treatment advisor or a counselor, it's so uplifting to see what happens when someone comes in, gets the help they need, and then they're able to actually reach their potential. At the end of the day, we all need to realize that just because we go home a certain way, just because we're so comfortable in our little bubble and our little niche, that doesn't mean that that's all there is and that's all our community has to offer. We need to take our community, which may be your university, your home, your friend group, and we need to make sure that we mix all of those together, because if we're not connected with the people we see on a daily basis, if we're not connected with where we live, we're just aiding and abetting in the problem. If you need help, there is help everywhere. If it's not with us, there's other local organizations. There's so many people ready and willing to help. And the biggest thing we have to do is make sure that we stay connected with those who are ready to offer that. Thank you.